Good morning. This is Miss Linda bringing your lesson to you today, and I want you to know that I have really missed you. So has your teacher, Miss Roz and Miss Kim, and we'll be so glad when we can get back together. But until we can, we're going to each take turns having our lessons. So today, I wanted to review what you learned last week. We learned that Jesus had died and he was buried in the tomb. Well, this is a new day, and the sun is shining, the birds are singing, the flowers are blooming, but there were two women who loved Jesus so much, and they missed him, and they wanted to go to his tomb. So they were going to travel down the path to where Jesus was buried in the tomb. And as they walked down the path, all of a sudden, everything started to shake. The ground was shaking and everyone was frightened. And out of the heaven came this beautiful, white, pure angel. She was the whitest thing they had ever seen. And you know what happened? She rolled back the stone, and when she did, the guards that were guarding the tomb fell to the ground. They were so frightened. And the women were frightened also. They had never seen an angel, especially one so bright and beautiful. Well, the angel told the women, "Don't be afraid. Jesus is not dead. Jesus is alive." And the women said together, "Jesus is alive?" The angel said, "Yes, and you need to go tell Jesus' friends, the disciples, that he is alive." So the women left very quickly. They started down the road to go tell the disciples that Jesus was alive. And they were both afraid and they were excited at the same time. Have you ever felt that way? Sometimes you're afraid and excited at the same time. Well, that's the way those women felt. Well, as they were going down the road, guess what? They saw Jesus in front of them, and they were a little bit stunned when they saw him, and they fell at his feet, and they grabbed his feet to make sure he was real. And Jesus told them, "Do not be afraid, because I am alive." And they were so happy. They were so happy that Jesus was alive. And if you will look at this picture, you see that Jesus is standing there in front of the women, and the women are so happy. And Jesus tells them, "Don't be afraid. Go and tell my friends that I'm alive." So the women went and told Jesus' friends. They told everyone that Jesus was alive. And this is such good news, to know that Jesus is not dead and that he still lives in heaven. And he loves us so much that this was really, really good news. Let me ask you some questions about this lesson today. And I have also some things to tell you. Imagine if you really saw an angel, how would you feel? I wonder how the women felt when they saw the tomb was empty and no one was buried there. I wonder what it's like to feel afraid and happy at the same time. Some of you might have felt that way before. I certainly have. Let's pretend we're running really fast. Let's tell the disciples that Jesus is alive. Jesus is alive. Okay.